Hey coaches, it's Troy here with StayOnTheCourt.com. We are going over practice planning for practice number 12 in our fifth grade boys basketball season. So we had a game this weekend that we won by 10 points, but we did not play very well. So maybe a little hangover from Thanksgiving, but we scrimmaged our A team the Thursday before our Saturday game, and the scrimmage went pretty well. So I was expecting a little bit better, but we just didn't have a lot of discipline on defense. So that's going to play into the plan for tonight's practice. All right. So I always do a little bit of discussion, hit on a couple things before we get started with practice. Today it's going to be a little more defense of telling people to sprint and sit when they are recovering on defense. We've got to get our kids to wall up on defense rather than always going for a block or going for slapping at the ball for a steal. And in particular, our final game of our league is this Saturday, and it's a pretty good team. And I actually did a little scout of their team on Saturday before our game. And this is the first team where they've had a couple of guys that can just really beat you off the dribble. And so we definitely have to be aware of that. And we're going to be doing a lot of defensive work and probably sagging people into the lane a little more than we normally would. We're not going to play a zone, which would probably be the best way to win. But, if you're watching these videos, I don't really believe in playing zone for a team of this age. So, all right. So we're going to talk about, some defensive principles, sprinting and sitting, walling up. I've been watching guys that's savvy, S-A-V-I, savvy basketball, and he has definitely some good videos. And he talks about some of these are his concepts: the sprint and sit, the walling up, and he talks about a few other things that are not as relevant to my fifth graders, but definitely something to check out. I think it's called Savvy, S-A-V-I basketball. Can't remember what the guy's name is. All right, so one thing I want to emphasize is our guys, pivoting and protecting the ball a little bit more. So, I don't think I have the video up anymore. Do I? I do not. Again, as always, if you ever want to, get my practice drill library or anything like that, certainly let me know at troy.wallace@stayonthecourt.com or get on the email address, or get on the email list at the website stayonthecourt.com. And here's what I'm going to do is just real simple, showing people how to, keep the ball low, pulling through, then bring it back up. We get into a lot of trouble just putting the ball, right at the hands of the defender, and we end up with getting either the ball stolen or jump balls. She's probably on half the possessions that we have. So we're going to go through that, spiced up a little bit. I will probably, since we're going to do this at the beginning of the drill, is maybe do a 2-dribble, jump stop, and then pivot. I will demonstrate that, that pivot, how that guy was pivoting in the video. So we'll do that to warm up a little bit and get them used to the jump stop and pivoting right and left. Then we're going to do, if you've been watching these, I love my full court passing fast break drills. So I'm going to try yet another one that's going to be just grouping the kids into groups of 3. I think I'm going to have 10 of my 11 kids tonight. So what that looks like is starting at one basket, they're lined up, bounce it off the backboard. I think I'll have the second one come, bounce it off the backboard. Third person is going to be the one who pulls it off the backboard and then outlets it. And essentially it is the person first in line, the one is coming out this way on a run out to eventually get a layup. Number 2 has to come around this cone, and that is the outlet person. And then they will outlet here, I will either have them immediately pass or do 2 dribbles and pass to hit the person for a layup. Once the layup is there, the rebounder has to come down, take the ball out of the net, or rebound it again. Now we've got the 2 coming out here as the eventual outlet person, 1 going the other way as the person who's going to get the ball in the layup. And I will probably just have them group them in groups of 3. And then I may throw a little bit of defense, so just a real light defense at them, since I'm going to have 1 extra player, have 1 guy just to harass the final rebounder a little bit to make it not such an easy pass. But otherwise, I will run the groups through. I'll do up and back. It makes me a little nervous to have 6 kids, sitting with nothing to do for even a minute at a time. But we'll give that a try and see how it works out. So that'll get the blood pumping a little bit. Then we're going to do a rebounding series. So there's tons of rebounding drills out there, and they're not all the same, but similar. So I went back to this video by, I think it's Breakthrough Basketball, and we'll do some one-on-one shadow rebounding, something called bull in the ring that can get a little violent. And then we'll do like some 3-on-2 where we've got the 2 defensive players, 3 offensive players, and then I, as a coach, will pass to one of the 3 out on the perimeter. That person will shoot the ball, and the 2 defensive players I'll have kind of like wandering in a circle around the key or within the free throw lane. And once that ball goes up, they are not blocking out the passer, the shooter. The shooter will not be taking the shot, but they'll have to account for the other 2 offensive players and box them out. And then, we'll have it that, once they get the ball, they can move to offense. All right. So next thing we're going to go through is we're going to combine doing some 5-out, just basic pass and cut movement with a 5-on-5 shell drill, just showing the guys, the progression. And we're really going to concentrate on what help side needs to look like, especially with the couple of guys that we're going to play on Saturday that can get to the hoop on the dribble. We have not really faced anybody like that this year. So we're going to go through that and go through a lot of scenarios of, if you're help side, what you need to do. And I'm essentially going to let my 4 and 5 guys know, those playing the 4 and 5, that they essentially should not be coming out of the lane in this game. So not a zone. I don't want to play a zone, but they'll definitely be tucked in. I do not want them chasing their players. They need to stay on either side of that hoop, protecting the hoop, because this team scored 55 points on a team that is not as good as us, but in our league, an average is teams scoring 20 to 30 maybe, and to put up 55, they shot a lot of layups. So then if I am feeling confident, we're going to go into this zoom action in our offense. We've practiced it a little bit, but I want them to see it 5-on-5 and then work through it with a defense. And since we have 10 kids, 5-on-5 will work out well today. I always put sideline and baseline out of bounds plays on here. We're doing a pretty good job on the sideline out of bounds. Take that back. On the baseline out of bounds, the sideline out of bounds actually helped us out this last weekend, but it was just the fact that they actually had some movement that helped. If we can get them to do the actual play and have some urgency of making their cuts on the play, we can score, 8 to 12 points a game off these inbound plays. All right. So this is kind of a repeat. I can probably delete this line. If we've got an opportunity to do press and press break, we will do that. We did have the opportunity to use a press last weekend. It didn't go that well, but I only did it because the other team was pressing, and I did want to see if how that would work out. And to be honest, our kids did not do a great job of it, but we'd practice it for maybe 20-25 minutes for the first time last week. So that will be it. I'm going to take a look here, see what my total time is for, I'm going to take that out. That's out of there. 5 and 5 for that. Zoom action, if we do that, that will probably be 10 minutes. We will need 10 minutes for the 5-on-5 shell drill. Rebounding, I suspect that will be at least 10 minutes, if not more. Matter of fact, I'm going to put 15 there. 5 minutes in each one of those drills, 3-man fast break. I'd like to say 5 minutes, but it'll probably be closer to 10. So, our practices are 90 minutes. So when we get to 72 minutes here on the ticker here, I know that's probably about all we're going to get to. So, I'll put 5 minutes here. Yes. So hopefully we can get to all this tonight. And then we have one more practice on Thursday. And then we play our big game, which I think if we win, we may have a chance at getting second in our league, which gives a little bit seeding in our end of fall season tournament. But that is it. Thanks a lot, guys.